Hi, my name is Jordan, and these are my two OTTBs. The chestnut on my right is Lance. He's 4 years old, and the dark bay on my left is Barry, and he's 6. With Lance, he was actually bred and raised at the farm that I was working at, which is Crestwood Farm. And I actually worked with him a little bit when he was a foal and a yearling. And so he came back to the farm last year as a 3-year-old for a layup. And I was actually the one that got him off the trailer when he showed up. And I was riding with my boss's wife later that night, and she said that that chestnut that just came in today might be on the giveaway list. And sure enough, he was. And I called dibs, and after a couple months off, I brought him across the street to the barn that I ride at, and that was that. And then with Barry, he was actually a really good racehorse back in the day. He was a stakes winner and multiple grade stakes placed, and he had dropped his way down through the claiming ranks and ended up at Fauner Park in Nebraska. And I looked through the race card and I found him and got in touch with his owner trainer on Facebook and basically told him to name a price to retire him. And the money that I used to buy Barry, I actually had been saving to buy a weanling in November. And when I saw the situation that he was in, I was like, okay, I'll use this money now. It'll be a good quick resell, and then I'll go buy my weanling still. Obviously that didn't work out, but it's worked out well for both of us. So the first step with Lance, when he came off the track, he pretty much trail rode and just played around for about a month just to let him figure out his new life. And then we slowly started introducing some flat work. We didn't want to go too fast with him because he was just a 3-year-old. And then with Barry, when I got him, he was actually like 500 pounds underweight. As he was so skinny, I didn't think I could put a saddle on him. He was a lot easier with the flat work. He's a little more naturally supple. And then just kind of started trotting over some logs on trails, and he figured out what to do from there. With Barry, my goal with him was to do the Real Rider Cup, which is a great thing that Anita Motion has really helped put together. He really just kind of took to it like a duck to water. He has such a good brain on him. It's really a testament to him that he came as bad a condition as he was when he came off the track, that he was still so kind and so eager and willing to do what he wanted. It was quite incredible. I was very impressed with him, with how quickly he was able to put together a show quality course, really with 15 rides off the track. I think my favorite qualities with the OTTBs is just how willing they are to please. They're so smart and they have such a good work ethic, which sometimes I think people see that as them being hot, and it's just, you just have to give them a job. Their attention span maybe isn't always quite as long. You have to, Rome wasn't built in a day. You kind of have to approach it with that mindset. With Lance, we have pretty high hopes for him. We have hopes to get up to like the meter 30, meter 40 with him. With Barry, he is probably equally as athletic as Lance, if not more athletic. Unfortunately, he came off the track with a pretty big osselet in his right front ankle. So that kind of limits how high of expectations we can set for him. But he's such a nice jumper and has such a lovely way of going. I think my goal will still be eventually to sell him, but maybe in a couple years once I've got a little bit of a show record on him. I originally had both Barry and Lance entered in the Thoroughbred Incentive Championships, and Barry was not able to get quite enough experience because of an injury that I had. So now I'm just taking Lance and continuing to rehab my shoulder. So we're headed to the Thoroughbred Incentive Championships this weekend, and we'll be back and let you know how it went.